Hello, hello. How are you, everyone? Thank you so much for joining us and welcome to a new month with Live Bloom. April was all about nutrition and lifestyle changes that support our body. And I hope that you're already feeling some of those small shifts, habits that we practiced last month. And, again, remember the key is consistency. We're not just doing it last month and dumping it this month. That's not what we're doing. But this month, May, we're taking a step further. We're doing something deeper. And honestly, it's more beautiful. And what are we talking about this month? Can someone guess? It's growth. Growth. And such a beautiful time to talk about growth. Not the kind of growth that ignores pain, that ignores failure, that ignores disappointment, or that it pretends. Whether about endometriosis, about your health, about your finances, about your failures, or even disappointment, we're not talking about those things as if we're going to pretend that they don't exist. We're going to welcome them because they are part of our journey. But that kind of growth that walks along right those pain, those failures, those disappointment with quiet strength, deeper self-awareness, with resilience, and the new version of you and I emerging when life forces us to adapt. I want to be real with you today. From the beginning, when I had my endometriosis diagnosis, and even some other disappointment and failures that I've experienced along the way in my life, sometimes it felt like everything was shrinking, like the world was crumbling down on me. My energy, my plans, my confidence, even my dreams sometimes. I remember days when I couldn't even get out of the bed. I remember days that I would go to bed wetting my pillows at night and wondering if I would ever feel like me again. But somewhere along the way, something unexpected happened. Trust me, I'm sure you will be like, okay, did the pain disappear? Was there no more disappointment? No, the pain did not disappear. I had so many other stumbling blocks along the way, but I started growing in a way I never would have without these challenges. Sometimes when I look back, endometriosis has made me stronger than I could ever have imagined. It was painful. It was a challenging time in my life. But guess what? It has given me confidence. It has given me resilience. The diagnosis can feel like a loss at first. Loss of life, loss of your body, loss of time spent waiting for answers. Was it when I was waiting? But over time, a lot of us discover that this condition or sometimes challenges becomes a teacher. Yes, you heard me right. It teaches us to listen to our body. It teaches us resilience. It teaches us patience, especially for someone like me. It teaches us boundary. It teaches us compassion. Compassion for yourself and for others. That it shouldn't be too hard on yourself. And it teaches us that we are worth it, not measured by our productivity or not measured by living a pain-free life. So, like I said, pain, challenges, and failure, disappointment are what teaches us to grow. Research on chronic illness shows that many people who live with long-term condition like endometriosis, like PCOS, like fibroid, like diabetes, actually report higher level of post-traumatic growth. Things like deeper appreciation for life. And honestly, yes, deeper appreciation for life. Stronger relationships, clearer priorities, and a more authentic self of awareness. All this I experienced, I learned it. It doesn't mean that pain is a gift. I'm not saying pain is easy or it comes easy. No. But it means that even in the middle of something difficult, humans have the incredible capacity to grow. That's exactly how we are being created. So the fact that you're going through that challenges or that struggle, that disappointment, that failure, I tell you, you have the incredible capacity to still grow. Think about this way. Before endometriosis, maybe you pushed through everything without listening to your body. And honestly, I keep mentioning endometriosis. I keep using it because that was my own experience. Yours might not be endometriosis. Yours might be something totally different. But we learn from our challenges. Now you're learning to rest without guilt. Oh, yes. Before you might have said yes to everything to please others. Now you're learning to protect your energy. You're learning to create boundaries. Before, maybe you have tied your identity to how much you could achieve in a day, which a lot of us still do. But now you're discovering that your values runs much deeper than your output. Yes, that's growth. That's growth. And I want you to hold on to that. I want you to go into this month knowing fully well that your values runs deeper than your output. Sometimes pain is growth. Sometimes disappointment, failure, challenges comes to us because we need to grow. One of the most powerful things I have seen in our community in Life Bloom, which we call the blooming circle, is how women start redefining success. Success is no longer having a bad day. Success becomes showing up for yourself, even on hard days, even on days that were not so convenient or comfortable. It becomes asking for help instead of suffering in silence. It becomes celebrating small wins. That's growth. Like pain-free morning, like taking a walk, like asking questions when you are unclear when you go for your doctor's appointment. Managing boundaries, a recipe that actually helps you grow. All these are things that helps us to grow in the midst of our challenges, in the midst of our pain. So this month, we're going to be talking about growth. growth in every area, growth in our finances, growth in our health, growth in our relationship, growth in our career, our businesses. This month, we're going to be practicing a lot. Well, not practicing, but talking, exploring. We're going to be exploring different sides of growth. We're going to be talking about growth emotionally. We're going to be talking about spiritual growth and what are the practical ways that we can grow. We will talk about rebuilding our identity, also setting boundaries with love, finding joy again, and creating life that fits the new you, the blooming you, the becoming you, the evolving you. If you're watching this and you're in the middle of a tough season, I want you to know, like I always say, you're not alone. I want you to hear it loud and clear. Your pain or your challenges or your struggle is not here to ruin you. It is reshaping you to become a better version of yourself. A version of yourself, it will be worth celebrating. So before I close today, I want you to know you're not walking alone. The Blooming Circle will celebrate every kind of growth, including the tiny step and the big breakthroughs. So I want you to tell me in the comment section what one way you have grown in the last few months. Whether you have spent more time praying, studying the word, whether you have been more intentional about your mental health, about your emotional health, about every aspect of your health. Or could it be your finances? Have you been more accountable? I want you to tell me. And what kind of growth are you hoping for in this month? Let's talk about it. If this episode encourages you, I want you to share it. Help us to share it. Help us to, give us a thumbs up, like it, subscribe, share, encourage others to watch it. Because guess what? This month, we're going to be talking about growth all through. Someone needs to grow. I need to grow. I love to grow. I want to continue to grow in every area of my life. I want to hear from you, and I will see you in the next episode. Thank you so much and enjoy your day.